Retirement crisis in America with half of working age households who don't have enough money saved. Today, I read an article on Yahoo Finance put out by Smart Asset and written by Eric Reed titled 50% of Americans won't be able to afford their standard of living in retirement. Here's what you can do. The author of this article referenced a recent study published by Boston College's Center for Retirement Research, abbreviated CRR. According to the author, the CRR's findings are stark. Fully half of the nation's working-age households will not have enough money to maintain their standard of living once in retirement. Millions of households will have to cut back on both luxuries and necessities in order to survive. They might have to go out for dinner less often, for example, or they may no longer be able to travel. For other people, the situation will be more dire. In order to survive, retirees will have to sell valued assets like a family home or may have to skip necessities like food and medication. Well, my friends, this is unfortunate. I am sure a lot of people who are working hard right now dream of being able to stop at some point. Some may have physical pain from doing a demanding job. Some won't be able to continue working forever. Unfortunately, some may not have been able to save much, if any, for retirement. With what is happening with inflation in this country, surviving on Social Security alone will be difficult, if not impossible, for some people. Some of the people approaching retirement age in America have lived through some amazing bull runs in the market. Who knows if the same will hold true for younger generations moving forward? I worry about how difficult life could be for younger generations when they reach old age. The author of this article referenced the recent CRR survey again and said it emphasizes what financial experts have been warning of for years. There is a retirement crisis brewing in America. I'm going to share my thoughts about this. I don't think there is a retirement crisis brewing in America. I think the retirement crisis is already here. I've referenced stories in the past about people who are living in tent cities or living in their car because they can't afford rent because all they have for income is a check from Social Security. That Social Security check does not provide enough money to rent a place where they live. Some low-wage earners didn't pay much into Social Security, so their monthly benefit is low. It is even lower if they claimed Social Security early, which some people have to do if they lose their job and can't find more work. It is sad to think about the people who are faced with housing insecurity in America. Many are subjected to the elements, and many put their lives in harm's way. The author of this article went on to say, around the late 1970s and early 1980s, the economy shifted from what is called defined benefit retirement planning to defined contribution. Instead of receiving a guaranteed pension from their employers, most workers were enrolled in the now common 401k plans. This system has struggled to keep up with workers' needs, however, and in the decades since, there has been a growing concern that households simply have not been able to save up the money they will need to pay for retirement. In my opinion, the author hit the nail on the head here. I agree that many households have not been able to save up the money they will need to pay for retirement. I think this problem is going to get even worse. Many people are living paycheck to paycheck, and they can't even think about contributing to a retirement plan. Some are just worried about how they are going to pay rent next month and get the alternator replaced on their car. The thought of contributing a decent percentage of their salary to a company retirement plan is nothing more than a dream. Some may dream of doing that someday, but someday may never come. The years will quickly go by, and before you know it, their friends are retiring with financial security, and they are feeling depressed that all they will have is Social Security to survive on. Some probably realize life is going to change dramatically and not for the better. Some may have to move in with their children. Others may have to get a part-time job if they can no longer work physically demanding full-time work. There may be some tough decisions to make. I read some of the comments beneath this article. I'll share some of them with you. One commenter said, "The inflation the last 2 years has hurt many people. Not just the retired, but working folks also." The next commenter said, "Social Security has been steadily eroding over the last 35 years. resulting in the fact that current Social Security payments have 40% less purchasing power than the same payments in 1987. The plan continues to be to slowly erode the program until the payments will be next to zero value. That 8.7% cost of living adjustment doesn't come close to the inflation for that year. The next commenter said, close to 50% of Americans can't afford their lifestyles before retirement. Another commenter said, if you think retirement will be great, guess again. Major concern is lack of financial resources for so many people. The rent, utilities, car insurance, health premiums, food, etc. still need to be paid. And if you are a couple and one dies, within a month, their Social Security stops. Now this next comment may be a bit extreme for some of you. If you want to maintain your lifestyle when you retire, then retire with 20 times your annual income of the last year you worked. That will help cover medical emergencies, unexpected major expenses, and inflation. It would help if you claim Social Security at the age of 72. What do you think about all this? Share your thoughts in the comments section below. I read another interesting article today about retirement. This one was on foxbusiness.com, written by Megan Henney, titled, High Inflation is Changing the Way Americans Retire. According to the author, a growing number of older Americans are delaying or abandoning their retirement plans as they continue to battle chronic inflation, according to a new survey published by Nationwide. The author went on to say, more than 6 in 10 investors said their expectations for retirement have changed significantly in the last 5 years, while about 50% said their dreams for retirement have been delayed, altered, or canceled as a result of the economic conditions seen in the last 5 years. Here are my thoughts. These people are lucky they didn't retire yet. Think about those who retired just before all this crazy inflation started to happen. I'm sure some are upset they didn't stay in the workforce a little longer to grow their nest egg further. I'm sure some wished they would have delayed Social Security to get a larger monthly check. Unfortunately, some people will have a hard time going back into the workforce now that they are older and their skill set is not as relevant, depending on their industry, of course. My heart goes out to people like this who are in a tough financial situation. Some have few options. I hope those who are struggling financially have supportive family members that they can rely on for help if they run into trouble. I'm curious if any of you know people who retired in the past few years and lived to regret it because of inflation. Did they not save enough money to deal with the cost of goods and services today? If so, tell me about it in the comments section below. Please keep in mind that everything in this video is for entertainment purposes only, and nothing in this video is financial advice or advice of any kind. If you need advice, seek advice from a qualified professional in good standing who puts your interests first and foremost. If you enjoyed this video, consider subscribing to the channel. Please also consider sharing this video with your friends. I want to extend a special thanks to everyone who has subscribed to this channel. I want to also thank all of my channel members. If you would like to become a channel member, there is a link in the description beneath this video. You can read more about the different membership levels. Please also check out some of the great books that I suggest you consider reading in the description below. I've included Amazon affiliate links to these books. As an Amazon associate, I earn from qualifying purchases. Stay healthy and wealthy. I'll see everyone in the next video.